This is episode 33 of Daily Flip. Thanks so much for watching today. Hope you had a great weekend. For me, we took it easy this weekend, and today's been a little bit crazy because I'm leaving tomorrow actually to go on vacation. We're going up to Pennsylvania. I think we're going to leave early. We're going to try to leave today instead of tomorrow. We're going to stop maybe by Washington, D.C. My 7-year-old has been talking all about the Washington Monument and asking all kinds of questions, so we're going to try to leave early tonight, which if you can see the clock right now, it is 4:50. My goal is to be out of here by 5. Hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed, we'll see. So we just finished up episode 3 of the Car Flip Show podcast. Actually had the sticky note, I was pulling it off the camera. We talked about a jump box that I use. I got a question from Harold on Facebook. So Harold, if you're watching this, we answered your question. That's going to go out this coming Friday. So if you're not subscribed to the podcast, be sure to go to thecarflipshow.com. That's going to give you the iTunes link, which is going to take you to your podcast app on your iPhone, or the Stitcher link, which if you don't have an iPhone, Stitcher is a great app, an online radio app that you can use for your Android phone that you can listen to the show there as well. There's a link for both. You can also listen on the website, but if you want to be updated every single Friday, every Car Flip Friday, when the podcast goes live, it'll come straight to your phone if you'll subscribe there. If you listen, if you like it, leave a rating and review. That would be amazing. Otherwise, we answered this question about how I got where I'm at. So how did I get here from a dealership? I told a story in episode 1 of the podcast about me flipping my first car. It was actually a 1973 Beetle. It caught on fire and I still made $1,000. So if you want to hear that story, that's episode 1 on the podcast at thecarflipshow.com. You can check that out. Otherwise, we'll walk outside. There wasn't a lot of planning that went into this episode, so I'm going to try to remember what happened today. We sold a 2016 Ford Fusion. If you go back to episode 32 from Friday, you're going to see that car. We bought it. It's sold today. He's leaving Wednesday to drive to San Diego. So if you got this side of the country, this side of the country, we're going all the way across. His dad's going to ride with him, so that should be a fun adventure for them. Otherwise, we've got a van behind us. We're having a key made for another Ford Fusion. I'll show you that one in the back and walk around. As I was there, I bought one thinking maybe this will be a good car for him, and then the other one came through. It had 30,000 less miles. It was a little bit cleaner, in really good shape, so we actually ended up going with that one. So I've got a spare Ford Fusion laying around, but it needs a key, so I'll show you that. This is one we're doing. We're troubleshooting some issues. We just put a crankshaft position sensor in this one. Hopefully it takes care of our issue here. This is another one we're troubleshooting. We have some wiring problems. Our Mustang here though, this is one that we've been working through a few issues on. It's been sitting for like 6 months just because we haven't had time really to mess with it. Spent some time on it Friday, drove it, everything's good other than a check engine light. So we're working through a P0171 and a 174 code. That's bank 1, bank 2, 2 lean. We're checking to see if it could possibly be an oxygen sensor, maybe an intake leak, an air leak of some sort, so we're working through that. Otherwise, this one is almost frontline ready, and it'll be a nice one to have out there. The 2008 Mustang. It looks like a V8, it's not a V8, it's just a 6-cylinder, 5-speed, so looks exciting, but it's not really. So, otherwise in the back, this is our spare Ford Fusion. So we're gonna have that out for sale. It would be out probably tomorrow or what's today? Monday. It will be out in the next couple days. However, I'll show you our one major problem, if you want to call it that. Not really. We have a lock. There's a little piece of molding that goes right here. If we make it back inside with the camera rolling, I'll show you what that looks like. So on these Fusions, the actual lock cylinder is hidden, and I wasn't aware of that. So there's a piece of plastic that goes here. If your battery on your remote actually dies, there's a pop. You pop it off. That way you can access the key. This, however, does not work, so we're having a new key made for it. It'll also have, we just have the basic key. We're gonna have one made that has the actual clicker on it. It's gonna cost us $110, which isn't horrible considering the guy up front in the van you just saw is making that for us. If we had to take this to a dealership, we're probably looking at $200 minimum for that type of remote. He's making this for us. If you wanna, if we can even show on the inside. This one's pretty clean. It was clean. We really didn't do anything to it. The problem with this is when you lock it, which happened to me at the auction, when you lock it on the inside, you can't unlock it from the outside because all we have is right now the very basic key. So when you put the key in here, this doesn't turn it off. It feels like you're gonna break the key. So you're stuck. So we had to take a lockout kit at the auction to get into it to break in. But you can see, if you ever see a car like this, you can tell someone has either broken it in, tried to steal it, or they locked their keys in it. That's where you get those kind of scuffs in the paint like that. So we're gonna walk back through the back. and I'll show you that piece of molding up there. Otherwise, today we're leaving at 5. I think DC is like 3.5, 4 hours, except we're gonna be riding rush hour traffic, which is not ideal. So that's our plan, is to get to DC tonight. Let the kids see some of the monuments tomorrow. DC is a nice vacation with kids because everything's free, so that's always a plus. So we'll walk through here. I'll show you a couple things we got going on. We are doing, we're not gonna interrupt because he's working hard here. We've got transmission lines going in on our Jeep Liberty right now. I'll show you this engine here. This has been one the customer was driving. There was a warranty on the vehicle. We're having to show the cause of failure for the warranty company. This is the top of the engine has been pulled off of this. We're trying to determine the cause of failure. We've got timing chains here, same in the back. If you look down in there, you get your spark plugs. Yeah, this would be lubricated with oil if the covers were on. So we have not seen any damage on the top, so we have to actually pull this engine to actually pull the oil pan. It's a 16-hour job to replace an oil pan on a Chevrolet Traverse, which is ridiculous. This warranty company is very particular when it comes to them actually paying a claim. So I've never had one that I've had to follow one of these. Normally you can drop the oil pan in 2 hours, you're done, sometimes less. This one, the only way to get the oil pan out is to pull the engine, which is just stupid. So we've got to drop the engine. We looked on top, we can't see it, we got to look on the bottom. We have to send a picture of what component we believe failed to the warranty company so they can then approve us and then ship us an engine. This is a $2,500 engine used because they're not the best engines. So we need to get covered so we can get a new engine in it for this customer. So this is our headache for the week here. I'll bring you back inside and show you this piece of molding. This, it is not color matched. I have to order, now this is, for example, a spray paint. We ordered on Amazon today the color match. This is paint code UH, I believe, for a 2015 Ford Fusion. On Amazon, you can buy touch-up paint, which is like brush it on type stuff, which normally I order from a paint supply place up the road. They send it to me, and I will be right back in a can, such as this. So I would order, it'll show this is a Ford color code G3. This is probably $15, $17. There's 4 ounces of paint here. My problem is I don't do a lot of painting, so I don't want to mix this and put it in a spray gun just to spray this. So instead of paying 17 bucks for this, I paid $27.99 on Amazon for a generic aerosol can that has this color code UH mixed in a spray can that I can then just spray directly on this. Being I'm out of town this week, I'm not in a huge rush for it because I can't do it this week anyway. So when I get back, that can should be waiting, and I guess in a daily flip, maybe I'll show it to you. So we'll spray this black, and then it just pops on. There's little clips up in here. We'll just boom, clip it on. So that's what I've had going on today. I think I mentioned we sold the Fusion. I'm losing track there. So that was a good sale, a nice quick sale. I was able to help out a friend, and we're gonna help them get out to San Diego. Otherwise, I don't know if we're gonna have any daily flips coming up this week just because I'm on vacation. Maybe I'll do some updates. Maybe I can show you some of the stuff going on in Pennsylvania. We actually know some Amish people up there, which is pretty cool. We're hoping to meet up with them to go to their house, which is always unique. Last time I actually went, they let me use the bathroom there, and I went to like flip the switch, and I'm like trying to hit, and there's literally no electricity. There's no outlets. There's nothing in the house, which is different. But my grandparents have a relationship with them, so we get to go there. Our kids were like riding their ponies last time. They took us actually into town and let me ride in their buggy. So he was like showing me, he has a manual operated windshield wiper that he can do. Really neat, really nice folks. Different for sure, but really nice, and so hoping to spend some time with them this week, maybe hit DC tomorrow. So you might see some just what I'm doing videos, I don't know, might pop up on YouTube and just show you what's going on. Otherwise, you guys have a great week, and I will see you on Friday. Be sure to check out thecarflipshow.com so you don't miss out on the podcast coming up this Friday, where we talk about the jump box that I use, which is basically a instead of plugging up to a vehicle with jumper cables, that's an actual all-in-one box, as well as answering the question of how I got here from flipping as a teenager to having my own dealership. So look forward to answering the question that we received on Facebook. If you have a question for the podcast, wherever it's convenient for you to send that to me, justin@thecarflip.com is my email address. Send it straight there. Hit me up on Facebook, YouTube, whatever's good for you. If there's a question I can answer for you for the podcast, let me know. We'll get that in the queue and get that answer. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next Daily Flip.